64% of people don't have enough money to cover a $1,000 emergency expense should it
Between
arise.
the ages of 25 and 60, nearly 40% of Americans will experience at least 1 year below the official poverty line, and 54% of Americans will experience below 150%.
The majority of poor renting families are spending most of what they have on housing costs, and 1 in 4 of those families are spending over 70% just on rent and utilities.
Athens County, Ohio, Appalachian country, has 6% unemployment, and yet more than 30% of people living below the poverty line because they work mostly part-time minimum wage jobs.
64% of
Nearly
people.
40% of
1 in 4 of those
Just
families.
16% of the
people.
poor
Nearly
here,
40%
more than
of those
30%, more than
Just
36%.
My name is Margaret Smith, and I have 6 children, 5 boys and 1 girl. The reason I ended up in the shelter is because my son was shot outside of our house. I go home 3 days later, I go to the landlord to pay the rent. She tells me, "Did you get the eviction notice?"
It wasn't for lack of payment, it was because
A crime was committed on the property, but it wasn't the people that lived in the property that committed the crime. I worked as a customer rep for Southern Connecticut Gas, the gas company. So they couldn't hold my position for the 4 weeks I needed to take care of my son. So they terminated me. So not only did I lose my place, I lost my job, and I ended in the shelter.
If we were making policy based on data, our social safety net would look very different than the way that it does. It would catch people at a much higher level rather than imposing a level of destitution that makes it very challenging really for anybody to ascend out of.
If we were worried about giving people what they needed to get back on their feet, if we were worried about giving people enough support that they could go be contributing members to society, we would be actually giving people money. We would be buying things that they need.
When the world turned its back on me, I was up against the wall. I had no foundation, no friends or no family to catch my fall. Running on empty, was nothing left in me, nothing left in me, nothing left in me. No friends or no family to catch my fall, catch my fall, catch my